Bismillah. Okay, so we reach ayah number 59 from Surah Al-Qasas. And Allah here says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ مُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى حَتَّى يَبْعَثَ فِي أُمِّهَا رَسُولًا يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِنَا وَمَا كُنَّا مُهْلِكِ الْقُرَى إِلَّا وَأَهْلُهَا ظَالِمُونَ. So here Allah is saying that He will not destroy a village or a people or a community until He will send a messenger in these people. And the interesting thing that Allah says, في أمها رسولا. أمها رسولا is like the mother town, or let's say the leader of this community. Like He will send the message. He will send the message of Iman, the message of worshipping only Allah, to the leader of this community. So that to make sure that everyone will hear the message before the adab will come to them, before if they refuse to follow what Allah send in this message, what Allah send in this da'wah. So He will make sure that everyone knows about Islam, or they got the knowledge before they got punished if they didn't believe in it. And this is one of the beautiful things, that Allah will never do injustice to anyone, and He will always give that knowledge to these people before there is gonna anything happen to them. Because even in the day of judgment, Allah will ask the non-believer, like, didn't my message reach you? So they will say, the non-believer, they will say, we reach it, but we didn't believe in it. So Allah always makes sure that you got the knowledge of this one, you got the message delivered before you deserve the punishment if you didn't believe in it. And then Allah says, وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَزِينَتَهَا وَمَا عِندَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. So here He says, whatever you have given in dunya is only mata', is like the joy of this life. It's only whatever you have in this life is only something to have fun, to enjoy. Okay? And zinataha is like the decoration, the beauty part of it. You know, when you decorate something or you make it beautiful, zina is something exterior, the beautiful side of the exterior. Like, for example, we can call makeup as zina. We can call accessories as zina. It's something you add to yourself or to anything that will make it more beauty and more pretty. So I like this metaphor that Allah used, because later on He said, whatever Allah has is much better and will remain longer. So it's like all of these dunya, all of these joys, the mata' of this dunya, and the decoration, the beauty, whether it's like money, like accessories, joy, any type of blessing that Allah gives you here. Even kids, by the way, there is other ayah in Surah Al-Kahf, if you remember, المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا, which means the money and the children that you have is the zina, is the beauty of the life, حياة الدنيا. So, and Allah always trying to pay our attention that all of these things is temporarily. Allah created this type of joy and happiness and stuff that we enjoy in our dunya, but it will not last, because our true life will be in the life after. So it's always remember that, okay, this blessing Allah gave it to me to use it, to enjoy it, and to worship Allah with it, to be thankful with it. But whatever that Allah will give you, whatever, staying connected to Allah, doing dhikr to Allah, doing what Allah told you to do, is the one that's much better for you, and the one that will last forever, that will last. You will see the benefit of it not only in dunya but even in the life after. And then Allah says, أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Have you even, don't you use your mind? أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. It's like, don't you think about it more? And this is what we do. Like, Allah always asking us to think reflect, to see, Allah using metaphors, Allah using things to pay our attention, to be more mindful about the most important thing that we need to care about in life, and not be blinded by the decoration, the beauty, the glamour, the sparkle that the life has. Enjoy it, but don't seek it as this is the most important thing, or don't this maladat, or this hawa, this beauty that Allah gives to us, don't make it blind you from the real mission, that why you are here in life, which is worshiping Allah. Then Allah is saying, أَفَمَنْ وَعَدْنَاهُ وَعْدًا حَسَنًا فَهُوَ لَاقِيهِ كَمَنْ مَتَّعْنَاهُ مَتَاعَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا ثُمَّ هُوَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ مِنَ الْمُحْضَرِينَ. So here Allah is saying isn't the one we promise him a good promise, حسنا, like a good promise, that he will deliver, he will get this promise, as the one who we give him this mata', the joy of life, of al-hayat al-dunya. Then at the day of judgment, he will be the one who will be brought up or punished. Okay, so here is something to pay attention, as we mentioned, not to let these blessings or this joy in life to get blinded. Then at that day of judgment, you forget about the day of judgment, or you start having, let's say, using that joy and those blessing in the way that Allah will not be satisfied upon this. Like, for example, people who's like keep partying, doing sins, doing stuff, and they said, okay, this is life, they're enjoying life, but they forget about the life after. And then when is the day of judgment will come, they will find whatever they did all written up, and they will do the hisab. They will be accounted for the things that they done in hayat al-dunya. وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ فَيَقُولُ أَيْنَ شُرَكَائِيَ الَّذِينَ كُنْتُمْ تَزْعَمُونَ. Okay, and at that day, like, they will call the people who start to have partners, or let's say they start to worship other ilahs other than Allah, like even in the other worshipping, or they didn't believe in Allah. At the day of judgment, they will seek help. They will ask for these people who thought that they will get their power from. They will ask that, okay, come and help us, because they will get punished in hell, but no one will come to them at the day of judgment. So here is a strong indication to, if you worship in Allah, He has the whole and the full power. And you will find out people who worship in other ilah. It could be the ilah of joy, the god of like having fun, the god of hawa, من يتبع هواه, who following whatever he want, just he following his sense, he following the things that he like to do, and he knows that it's not the correct one, or Allah will not be satisfied of whatever he doing. None of these will benefit him in the life after. قال الذين حق عليهم القول ربنا هؤلاء الذين أغويناهم كما غوينا تبرأنا إليك ما كانوا إيانا يعبدون. So here's the people who used to worship whatever they worshipping, like it's sanam or whatever type of thing that they used to worship. At the day of judgment, they will tell Allah, okay, these are the people that we misled. And we misled them because we were misled. Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you. So these are the people that already shaitan did waswasa for them, for example, or they lost their way and start worshipping other than Allah. And because of whatever they were in, they wanted other people to be same as them, to be kuffar, to be mushrik, and so on. So they start to do da'wah to the kufr. They start to do da'wah to not worshipping Allah. At the day of judgment, everyone will dishonest, or will not defend each other. تبرأنا إليك. That means like it's not our responsibility. Although they admit that they are the one who caused them to be misled or losing their path, but everyone at the day of judgment, no one will help each other. No one will take the responsibility of the other person, because you will be judged by your decision. Like shaitan will do waswasa. You might have bad friends, you might have bad influence, but you have the choice to accept this bad influence and go to the bad way, or you choose, no, I will choose the right way. So it's your responsibility at the end. Some people said, okay, but my family forced me to do this, or my environment, or my people. And this is what we discussed in many ayahs, that people say like, هذا ما يعبد آباءنا. This is what we find our family worshipping. This is why we follow them. And this is what we used to. So actually you can't blame anyone. Even if you have difficult situation, if you choose to follow the path, you are responsible for your decisions. So, and this is what you're gonna be judged in. And when we think about it psychologically, I always like to see it in a more psychological way. So it's related to something we call in psychology victim mentality, which means that some people, whenever they have a type of a trauma or problems in their life, or difficulty growing up, or childhood obstacles, sometimes they say, okay, my environment was not good, my environment was toxic, my family was like hitting me or doing this thing, that's why I cannot be a successful person. I cannot find a job because like here they might, it's very difficult for me, or maybe I don't have the education, my family didn't send me to college, or whatever type of excuses. So actually this is very important to see, because sometimes because you can't blame anyone for whatever situation you are in. So why, when we were a kid or our childhood, okay, we have that effect from our parents, but as we grow up, we gain awareness. And once you gain awareness, especially after your adulthood, you will start to be charged for every decision you take. So even if you have any type of trauma, even if you have any type of obstacles, it's your responsibility to get out of it, to seek help, to seek advices, to see what can I do, how can I change it. So here is the same. At the day of judgment, for example, if you have, for example, someone have a parent trauma, so he will say, my family used to hit me when I was younger. So this is after I get married, I grown up, and then I get married, then I will start to hit my kids. When you ask him why you start hitting your kids, because my family used to hit me, so this is the thing, I'm used to it. Like, as whatever I have been raised on, I will raise my children the same. And he think this is a good excuse, but at the day of judgment, you will be accounted for whatever you've done. You're responsible to break the cycle. You're responsible for the decision that you make in your life. It doesn't mean that it's happened to you, that it needs to continue with you. You need to be aware and stop. Do the things that you have, even if it's not an easy, but at least you have the intention to change it. Because if you didn't work to change something that's really bad and affecting you, Allah will ask you why you didn't change it, why you didn't seek help, why you didn't try to improve, to be better, to do this tazkiyah. So everything you're doing, you are accountable. Don't blame anyone, because it's your responsibility whether to accept these type of things and continue with it, or you decided to stop it and change it to the better. Okay. Then وقيل ادعوا شركاءكم فدعوهم فلم يستجيبوا لهم ورأوا العذاب لو أنهم كانوا يهتدون. So at the day of judgment, Allah will tell them, okay, call upon your partners, the one you thought that they're gonna help you at the time of judgment. So they call for them, and no one would answer them. And they saw the torture, they saw al-adab, they saw the fire, let's say the hell. And they wish that they were guided, or they didn't follow this type of shuraka. And there is many ayahs in other surahs also, like صاحبته وبنيه وأمه I forget the other ayah. That means like even your partners, even your son, even your closest family member. At the day of judgment, everyone will be quoted with himself, worrying about the day of judgment. No one will come and help you. No one will come and for example, give you excuses or trying to see. Everyone at the day of judgment will meet Allah alone. آتي يوم القيامة فردا, alone, individuals. We're gonna meet Allah individuals. So don't you think that anything that you, some excuses, some stuff, any person, any type of people, that whatever power you thought, they're gonna help you at the day of judgment. This is why it's your own journey. You are the only one responsible for your own journey. All of these are playing rules in your life. Imagine it as like a huge play or a game. إنما الحياة لعب وله. It's like a game. Okay, this game, Allah created people. Your mother, your sister, your uncle, your so on, your boss and job. So they play a role in your life. And there will be a time after you died or at the day of judgment, they don't have that role anymore. So you need to be aware that they only playing a role, and you play a role also in their life. So how would you play your role very good and very wisely to gain the reward at the end of this game? Okay. And there is another ayah, I remember, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. That means no one will take the responsibility of someone else's fault, by the meaning of it. So don't think that someone will take the responsibility of your sin, or you will take the responsibility of someone else's sin. Like, for example, if your parents is doing something wrong or keep doing some sins, you are responsible to give them advice only. But you cannot force them to change. And don't worry, you will not the one who will be accounted for their sins. You're only accounted for your own sins. So this is a very important thing, because sometimes even parents, like, they focus too much, feeling, I need to guide my son, I need him to pray, I need him to do stuff. But you can only advise. You're not responsible for their huda, for their guidance. Allah is the one, if He wants him to guide him, He will guide him to huda. وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ فَيَقُولُ مَاذَا أَجَبْتُمُ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Okay? And at that time they will call on them and they say, what did you answer the messengers that we sent? فَعُمِّيَتْ عَلَيْهِمِ الْأَنْبَاءُ يَوْمَئِذٍ فَهُمْ لَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. So at the time, they will not have the news, the answers for asking for their partners, the one they thought that they're gonna protect them from fire and torment. So they will not ask. فأما من تاب وآمن وعمل صالحا فعسى أن يكون من المفلحين. So here Allah is saying the people is gonna be successful. المفلحين is the one who will succeed, let's say in this game, the winner of this game of الحياة الدنيا, who have tawbah, who repent, believed, آمن, وعمل صالحا, who did a good deeds. So Allah has given you the formula. Okay, you want to be from the winner from this game. You need to have tawbah of the things that you've done. Okay, if you did sins or so on, you need to believe in Allah and follow it with the good deeds. Okay. وَرَبُّكَ يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيَخْتَارُ. Okay, I want to go back to the good deeds. By the way, doing a good deed is not only about like doing a charity, doing something good. It could be very simple, by the way. It could be like saying a kind word to a person, helping someone in a difficult situation, fixing something. عمل الصالح, that means something good. أصلحة is a good deed, and it's another kind of it, like fixing something, doing something. أصلحة in an Arabic word is like أصلحة. So it has many other meaning. Maybe you're coming and there is like a lamp is broken and you try to fix it. This is considered as a عمل صالح, by the way. You're doing a good deed. It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be like a huge charity or a huge deed. something small act of good deeds in your daily life, in your home, and like removing something could hurt people from imatatul adha, from the street, doing something good, anything that could be good, this is called amal salih. So I just want to pay your attention to these type of it could be very simple thing, but it has the benefit to make you one of the successful one, or the winner of this game, or the one that will get rewarded inshallah in Jannah in the life after. وربك يخلق ما يشاء ويختار ما كان لهم الخيرة سبحان الله وتعالى عما يشركون. And Allah is the one who creates, okay, and He chooses. So He creates whatever He wants and He chooses. No one have the choice. They will not have the choice. Subhanallah wa ta'ala amma yushrikun. So glorify Allah, whatever they are being partnered with. And I wanted to discuss the meaning of qadar regarding this ayah. So there's lots of argument regarding whether we have the choice or Allah already written the choice for us. And there is some reflection. I heard some of the scholar, like some of the researchers, they talk about, and I'm gonna share it with you. It's only thinking. I'm not sure if it's 100% or not, but as we do, like we are reflecting, we are thinking, we're trying our best to understand Quran with the knowledge that we have. So they said that qadar is what Allah has created, the qadar or written the qadar of everyone, which means Allah created the different scenarios that you could take. Like for example, if you choose, you have an event, or you have 5 doors, okay, you want to go enter this phase of your life. Let's say if you choose door 1, you choose to open it, you will have a following scenario that Allah written for you. If you choose door 2, you will also have another scenarios that Allah also written for you. So Allah created all the choices already, created all the scenarios already. But you're the one who will choose which scenario you will enter in by the decision that you take. But originally, the decision were made, or the scenarios, who made it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is one of the qadar explanation, kind of, because some people say like, okay, if the qadar is already there, like how will I know, like if I did it, or if I have a choice, or for Allah choose for me? This is one of the explanation. Every scenario is available. Allah already written them long time, since the beginning of the creation, and then you will choose which scenario you will take, but Allah already written the scenario. And depend of it, this is the consequences, the events that will happen to you. Okay? If you want to know more about, you can search more on the reflection upon the meaning of qadar. Okay? The destiny of our life. Okay, then وَرَبُّكَ يَعْلَمُ مَا تُكِنُّ صُدُورُهُمْ وَمَا يَعْلُنُونَ. And Allah knows whatever their chest has concealed and whatever they relieve. This is subhanallah. Allah knows our thoughts. Allah knows whatever we're thinking, whatever we were feeling. Allah knows the inside and outside thoughts that we have. وهو الله لا إله إلا هو له الحمد في الأولى والآخرة وله الحكم وإليه ترجعون. And He is Allah, that no one, the right one to be worshipped, no ilah except for Him. All praises to Allah, the الأولى والآخرة, that means the حياة الدنيا and the حياة الآخرة, the life after. وله الحكم, and He has the decision, He has the rule, He is the seeing, and for Him we shall return. Okay? قل أرأيتم إن جعل الله عليكم الليل سرمدا إلى يوم القيامة من إله غير الله يأتيكم بضياء أفلا تسمعون. So here is a beautiful thing, a beautiful metaphor, and this is, something. So if you notice in most of the ayah, Allah always given metaphors. Allah given like an examples to get us to believe more in a more sense way, in a more logical way. You know, like for example, you're teaching a kid in school. You want to deliver him this information, but you don't know how to deliver it. So you give him examples. So you give him metaphor. So you give him something similar that he will understand. So I feel like in Quran there is so many type of things that Allah will try to deliver this information through an example. So we will believe more in a more logical way and more convinced way. And this is so beautiful. Okay, so here Allah is saying, did you see if Allah make the night continuous till the day of judgment? Who is there a God beside Allah that can bring you light? Don't you hear? أفلا تسمعون. So here Allah is saying, imagine if it's all night, we don't have a morning at all. Who would a God other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring you a light for you? Okay? Then قل أرأيتم إن جعل الله عليكم النهار سرمدا إلى يوم القيامة من إله غير الله يأتيكم بليل تسكنون فيه أفلا تبصرون. And here is the opposite. Like tell them, or for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them this is like to convince them, like what if Allah make the whole day is a morning, continuous morning, there is no night, okay, till the day of judgment. Who is a God other than Allah will bring you with the night that you feel peace and rest, تسكنون, to rest in it, okay? Don't you see? Okay? So I tried to reflect on why did Allah mention أفلا تسمعون in the first ayah and أفلا تبصرون in the next ayah. So أفلا تسمعون when he talked about the night, and أفلا تبصرون like don't you hear? This is the end of the ayah. And the other one, don't you see? أفلا تبصرون. إبصار is like seeing. Okay? And أفلا تبصرون, I know, because the nahar is the light, is the one that you could see things. You cannot see things without a light. So when Allah talk about nahar, he says أفلا تبصرون. He mentioned the sight sense. Okay? But why did he mention the hearing sense when he mentioned night? My reflection upon this one is most people won't be able to sleep if there is noise around them. So the most important sense in sleeping is hearing. You need to have a quiet place to be able to sleep. And I connected this one to Surah Al-Kahf. There is an ayah that we discussed before Surah Al-Kahf long time ago. فضربنا على آذانهم, the people of Al-Kahf, the people of Cave. فضربنا على آذانهم في الكهف سنين عددا. When Allah put them to sleep for numbers of years, he mentioned ضربنا على آذانهم. That means we closed on their ears and then they slept for that long time. So sleeping and night is very important with the hearing sensation. It's only the beginning of my reflection. Maybe if I reflect or start to search more, I feel like definitely there is a meaning behind it, there is wisdom behind it. But this is what I start to think about, like why did Allah mention hearing in night but he didn't mention in morning, and why especially? Like everything has a meaning in this one. But this is my conclusion till now. Okay, then ومن رحمته جعل لكم الليل والنهار لتسكنوا فيه ولتبتغوا من فضله ولعلكم تشكرون. And out of his mercy he made the night and the morning to rest and to ask or seek for his fadl, for his rizq, for his blessings, okay? And in order for you to be grateful or to do shukr. So here is Allah saying the wisdom of it, that جعل لكم الليل والنهار. And notice the order. So Allah said night and morning, Then لتسكنوا فيه ولتبتغوا من فضله. لتسكنوا فيه, to rest, is related to the night, the first word he mentioned. لتبتغوا من فضله is the purpose of the morning. So we usually in the morning we will ask, we'll go to our job, we doing our things, we try to seek to get money, to ask Allah for rizq, to walk and go and so on. At night, to rest. So every time, the morning and the night, it has a purpose. It has the purpose, and it's very important for it to have a balance. You can't be working all day out and not having rest. And you cannot rest all day out without having to go and seek for your rizq, and work for your life. So the balance is so important. And this is why Allah created the night and the morning, and the light. And we can reflect this in everything. Everything in life. SubhanAllah, Allah didn't create anything without a meaning. Allah didn't create anything without a wisdom behind it. Everything is precise. Everything is made perfectly for you. So this is a blessing. Having this night and evening, it's a huge blessing. Some people don't even think about it. But once you read this type of ayahs, and once you imagine, okay, what if it's all night? We just have nights. Or what if we just have mornings? Everyone will get exhausted. There's no time to rest. The light is everywhere. You cannot even sleep or rest. You're just in a continuous work. And if there is only night, you will just rest all day. You can't see stuff. You can't go farther. You can't travel at that time. There is no help. There is no way to see thing and go. So everything needs balance. Okay. Wa alaikum salam, Batul. I just noticed the chat now. Okay, let's continue. Then, Allah is saying, وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ فَيَقُولُ أَيْنَ شُرَكَائِيَ الَّذِينَ كُنْتُمْ تَزْعَمُونَ. So here Allah is saying, when they call, where is the partner that you said that they are also worth worshipping? Our shuraka, the partners. If you saying so, yeah. Because here Allah always asking for proofs, for evidence. Allah's talking to the mind, talking with logic. Okay, so it's like Allah trying, okay, if you believe there is something better than this book, or if you believe, then make a Quran, something better than Quran. In the previous ayah we discussed in Surah Al-Qasas. Or if you believe that there is a better God, show me the evidence that he's better than Allah. So Allah always talking with the mind, with the evidence, with the logic. And this is why, because when you believe in Allah, it's like you're believing because you're convinced, not because just saying, okay, this is what's happened. No. And this is why Allah create our mind, why Allah created us with that thinking ability, unless he wants us to use it. Okay. ونزعنا من كل أمة شهيدا فقلنا هاتوا برهانكم فعلموا أن الحق لله وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون. So here, at the time of the Day of Judgment, Allah will take from each group shahida, a witnesser, the one he will witness. And then Allah will say, okay, bring your proof, as we mentioned. Then at that time, they will know that al-haq, the right thing, is Allah. And everything beside it is only lies. It doesn't mean anything. Because they will not have a strong proof against that. Allah is not the only one who deserves to be worshipped. إن قارون كان من قوم موسى فبغى عليهم وآتيناه من الكنوز ما إن مفاتحه لتنوء بالعصبة أولي القوة إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح إن الله لا يحب الفرحين. Okay. So here is the story of Qarun. Qarun was one from Musa's people. Okay. فبغى عليهم. He was arrogant. Okay, he was Allah give him lots of blessing, lots of money, and he started to be arrogant about it. Allah give him from al-kunuz, the treasures, that the key of these treasures, the key of this blessing, that even a group of strong men can't handle the keys of it. So imagine you have like treasures, you have rooms full of whatever it is, like money, gold and stuff. The keys of it will be heavy on a group of men. Imagine like how wealthy he was or how much blessing he has. إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح. So their people, his people tried to say, advised him, don't be ungrateful to Allah. Don't be arrogant. Don't use the blessing that Allah give it to you in a bad way. إن الله لا يحب الفرحين. Okay? Allah doesn't like people who's arrogant or ungrateful for the blessing he give. وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة. Okay? ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغي الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين. So here, seek whatever Allah gives you, the wealth, the money, the wisdom, the knowledge, whatever type of rizq you have. It's not only on money. You can have different type of rizq Allah will give you. Maybe your family, maybe your relationship, maybe your knowledge, maybe your education, your any type of blessing that Allah could give you. Seek or make your attention to use it for the life after. So if you have money, try to do charity, try to do something good with it, build schools, build something that people will benefit from it. If you have knowledge, try to spread it to other people and benefit people from it. Any type of rizq Allah will give you, make your intention for the life after, for Allah and for the life after, to be rewarded with Jannah. And don't forget your portion, your nasib, your part from dunya. Okay, the enjoyment of dunya. So don't be, okay, I'm just only for the life after and I don't want to have any joy. I will spend all my money to charity. No. See, Allah again is reminding us with the importance of balance. Balance in everything. Balancing in night and day. Balancing in living for the life after and living your dunya. Everything needs balance. Don't be so extreme so you will lose it. And don't be so, try to find this balance between these two things. Because why would Allah create the joy and the blessings and the thing that you enjoy in life, in dunya, if He didn't want you to enjoy it? But you need to control it, to have this balance. Not to be overcome and to follow your hawa and to following your lust, and then you will go into the sins and so on. And not to just, okay, I'm only worshipping Allah, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm not gonna enjoy life, I'm not gonna use the blessing Allah will give you, I should not, there is kind of people like this. So have a balanced life. Allah wants you to have this balanced life. وَأَحْسِنْ كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ. And do good as Allah did good to you. وَلَا تَبْغِ الْفَسَادَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And don't want to have fasad. Fasad is like corruption or doing bad stuff in the land that you are in. Allah don't like the one who make corrupt or who do bad stuff or destroy stuff in life. So here is like an advices for him. If you have money, use your money, part of it for life after, part of it for your dunya and enjoy. Do good as what Allah did good to you and give you that money or give you that wealth or this blessing. Don't use this money in a bad, corrupted way. Because here is something very important. Money gives you power. And when you have power, you can do a huge corruption or a huge fixation or a good deeds. So money can take you either way. So it's very important to be careful. If you are wealthy or rich, you gain that power. know where you're gonna use this power. And there is lots of dua, like I remember there's one dua they're saying is that when you ask Allah for rizq, when you ask Allah for money, ask Allah for wealth and so on, ask Allah to not mislead you with it. Yani Allah, give me that money, give me more wealth, give me more blessing, abundance in the thing that I have, but don't make it mislead me or blind me to go into the wrong pathway. Okay, so this is one of the dua you can use. You can articulate it with the way that you are relieved, but sometimes the money that we have, or some people, when you have money, they unfortunately get blinded and they misled to follow their lust and so on and do the sins. قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا. So here Qarun is saying that this money, this stuff I have, this blessing, I was given because of a knowledge I have. Now he's doing returning all the source of this one, saying it's from me, it's because of me. It's not as a blessing from Allah. It's not because Allah gave it to me. No, I deserve it. It's something I work for it. I own it. I bring it to myself. And this is why he's not grateful, because he didn't own it to Allah. He owned it to himself, while Allah, who created him and created this money and created everything. أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا. And he didn't know that Allah has destroyed people before him who are stronger than him and more collected. Like whatever the time you feel like more you are strong, you're connected, you have power, just be aware that Allah is the most powerful, and Allah has destroyed many people they're more powerful than you before. So don't you think that Allah could not do something about you? So sometimes the ego, the arrogant, get us so high that we forget who has the most power above us. ولا يسأل عن ذنوبهم المجرمون. Okay. فخرج على قومه في زينته. And then he dressed very well, and he went out to his people. قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم. The people who wanted the life dunya, the حياة الدنيا, they said, oh, we wish that we have what Qarun has. He has a great fortune. And here is something very interesting. If we want to reflect it on our life, don't get blinded or misled by the glamour in the exterior. Now you see lots of people on social media, the influencers, that you think their life is so good and they're having everything, and maybe like they have a good relationship, they travel everywhere, but that does not mean they're happy in their life. So don't let the exterior's appearance mislead you. Like he went out with his zina, with his, like he dressed up, he dressed very well. So people thought that, okay, his life is so amazing. He is the right one. He is the winner in this life. And then they wished for his life. But he didn't know that he is not worshipping Allah in a right way. He's not being grateful. He's being arrogant. May Allah only just, maybe he given him this type of exterior, but Allah is not satisfied on him, and eventually he will get his punishment. So don't be misled with the exteriors. Some people might have this, they look happy, they seems happy, they say this, they wear good clothes, but maybe inside of them they don't have this one. So don't wish for something you don't really know the behind scene of it. Always focus on yourself. Focus on being better than the person you were yesterday. Don't compare yourself with other people because you don't know the full story behind them. But you know the full story of you, your own story. So focus on you. How can I be better? How can I improve myself? How can I be doing tazkiyah and so on? This is the main focus you should focus on. وقال الذين أوتوا العلم ويلكم ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا. So here Allah is saying the people who, from this village, the people who have the knowledge, أوتوا العلم, they given the knowledge, they start to advise these people, tell them, careful, be careful. ثواب الله ويلكم is like, be careful, or مكان ويلكم. ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا. The reward of Allah will give you is better for the one who did good deeds, who believed and who did good deeds, عمل صالحا. And ولا يلقاها إلا الصابرون. And only the one who have sabr, being patient, is the one will get the reward. And here is why did Allah mention about the أوتوا العلم, the people who has the knowledge? Because they're the one who are seeing behind the thing, they who have wisdom, who didn't get blinded with the decoration, the money that he has. No, they think about the most deeper thing. So the one who have knowledge, who have wisdom, who have tafakkur, tadabbur, they're thinking, they know that this is not real. They know this is not the right thing. They know there is more important thing behind it. The materialistic thing is not the big thing. So this is give us a sign that we always need to seek knowledge, seek purpose, see what is the wisdom, what is the hikmah behind it, and not just surrender with the group of people, the people who see from the exterior. And have sabr. فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض فما كان له من فئة ينصرونه من دون الله وما كان من المنتصرين. So Allah, we caused the earth to swallow him. فخسفنا به الأرض. And whatever the land that he is in. And he didn't have anyone to help him against Allah. And he was not one of the people who will get victory, because he tried to play a game against Allah, and definitely Allah is the one who's winning. So this is the end of the person who get arrogant, have his ego above everything, and not being grateful for Allah, and not believing that the main source of Allah. So this is the end of these type of persons. And وأصبح الذين تمنوا مكانه بالأمس يقولون ويكأن الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء من عباده ويقدر لولا أن من الله علينا لخسف بنا ويكأنه لا يفلح الكافرون. The people who wished to be in his place, in Qarun place and having his money and stuff, now they start to think, oh, Allah, it's like Allah is given the rizq for whoever he want of his people. And يقدر is like given in a specific amount. يبسط الرزق is like given generously, given in an unlimited way. ويقدر is like in a specific amount. So it's like in another meaning that Allah knows how to distribute his rizq on people with the level of their mentality that is they're more suitable for them. So some people, there is other ayahs also indicate that for this one, that some people it's good for them to be poor. This is their mentality. If they get rich, they will be bad people. Maybe they will start worshipping something else or doing sins. So Allah knows that their way is good to have this amount of money, or this awareness, or this level of awareness they have. Maybe this is the most suitable for you, for your stage in this life, and now. Maybe after you change your mindset, after you doing tazkiyah and doing good deeds, maybe then you will deserve to be like having more money than you will be. But if you And in this level, Allah knows the best for everyone according to his level and phase in life. So if you are in a phase in your life, you're feeling, okay, why I'm not getting rich? Why I'm not getting that wealthy? You need to change something, change the level you are in, whether you're thinking, whether your beliefs about money, whether different type of thing, whether hearing from certain type of trauma, to be able to be deserved to get to the next level or to get that wealth. And this is much deeper topics in psychology, like how to change your mindset, which will change your reality. Okay, we're not gonna go too deep because it's like a very deep. I have one episode on YouTube, but unfortunately it's in Arabic. It's like the rich mentality, the wealth mentality, how to change your thinking to be able to attract more money or have more money in your life, because it's all depends on the mentality. It starts with it, then you will be able to see it in your life more. Okay. We said لولا أن من الله علينا, Allah that given us this blessing, that maybe if we have the same thing, may Allah will do لخسف بنا, Allah give us this same torture. It's like the disbeliever will never be successful. تلك الدار الآخرة نجعلها للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا والعاقبة للمتقين. And that the life after getting the paradise or getting to heaven, we make it for the one who don't want to have this arrogance in life in the land, and who don't want to cause corruption. And the one who will last, al-aqiba, the one who will stay, is al-muttaqeen, who have in taqwa. Okay, so if you wanna, and this is also in different ayahs mentioned, if you wanna stay longer or last for a longer age, or you see to live a much better life, try to do goods in life, try to benefit others, try to do something that benefit other people or benefit the earth, because this is the equation. You want to last longer, you want to live longer, do something that benefit people. People who use corruption, people who might cause something bad, fasada, they will not last. Okay? وَأَمَّا مَا يَنْفَعُ النَّاسِ فَيَمْكُثُ فِي الْأَرْضِ. There is an ayah, Allah said, like, and whatever benefit people will stay in the land, will stay in earth. So this is another indication. Lots of scholars, lots of researchers start to think is, the more you do something good or you do something that benefit other, this is one of the things that help you to live longer and to stay. And this is what will make you khalifa. And this is what will make you يَرِثُ الْأَرْض khalifatan, is like you inherit it or you last more. Okay. من جاء بالحسنة فله خير منها ومن جاء بالسيئة فلا يجزى الذين عملوا السيئات إلا ما كانوا يعملون. And this is very beautiful ayah. Allah is saying, whoever did a good deed, Allah will give him better than this good deed. He will not reward him with the same. Allah will give him more than whatever he did. And who did sins will only be rewarded of whatever sins they did. See the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever you do something good, Allah will not reward you with like one thing or the same. No, He will give you more. But if you do something bad, Allah will reward you only in the same thing, only with bad thing. إن الذي فرض عليك القرآن لرادك إلى معاد قل ربي أعلم من جاء بالهدى ومن هو في ضلال مبين. Let me just see how many ayahs left. Not many, maybe 3 ayahs. Okay. طيب إن الذي فرض عليك القرآن لرادك إلى معاد قل ربي أعلم من جاء بالهدى ومن هو في ضلال مبين. So your God, إن الذي, the one who put this Quran for you, is going to return you to a time, which is the day of judgment. Say, Allah is more knowledgeable of the one who get huda, who have huda, guidance, and who is in dalal, who is misled. وما كنت ترجو أن يلقى إليك الكتاب إلا رحمة من ربك فلا تكونن ظهيرا للكافرين. And you were not expecting that this book, the Quran, is going to be sent to you. This is to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It has been sent to you as a mercy of Allah. See, the beauty of Quran is considered as a mercy. Everything it has, every teaching it has, every knowledge it has, it's a mercy from God to us. If we think about it, if we reflect, if we deeply connect with it, we will give that mercy. And never be a supporter for the disbeliever. ولا يصدنك عن آيات الله بعد إذ أنزلت إليك وادع إلى ربك ولا تكونن من المشركين. And don't let get turned out of the ayat of Allah, after it has been sent to you. And وادع إلى ربك, do da'wah to Allah, and don't be from the disbeliever or who worship other than Allah. ولا تدع مع الله إلها آخر لا إله إلا الله. Don't call for another God other than Allah. There is only God, which is Him, Allah. كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه. Everything will be destroyed except His face, the face of Allah. له الحكم وإليه ترجعون. Okay, regarding this, His face, we don't know how the face of Allah, but again, Allah is trying to talk to us with our language. So as a human, Allah created a face for us. We know the face. It's like the front that gives us our identity. So Allah trying to deliver this idea that Allah is the one who's gonna remain, but we don't know how the face of Allah will look like. But He only gave us also a metaphor to be able to comprehend, to be able to understand the meaning of this metaphor. Okay? له الحكم وإليه ترجعون. He has the decision, He has the judgment, and for Him we shall return. And this is the end of Surah Al-Qasas. Alhamdulillah.